Hey guys, welcome back to RBB. In this episode, we're going to talk about a little bit of human response characteristic as it relates to self-defense shooting. So one of the things we're going to talk about in this session has to do with how people respond to being shot. And I know we're kind of talking about the yuckies and squishies of actually shooting at another human being and hitting them. And that's a very significant moment if it should ever come in your life. But you should also talk about it to mentally prepare for that eventuality if you're going to choose to carry a gun for self-defense. So in a lot of videos that are out now where someone is being shot, you can see that if they happen to be face on with the person who has shot them, their immediate reaction is to pull away from the shooting. And that's something that I believe is subconscious. It's not something that they actually choose to do. It's very much like if you have ever accidentally put your fingers on a hot stove and touched the stove, you don't have to tell your fingers to pull away. They automatically do it in response to something that is painful. And so you can imagine if you were to actually have to defend yourself using deadly force and you shot another human being, that response, if they were, say, get shot in the torso, would be for them to immediately pull away and then look at what the perspective of what you have now. You have a much narrower level of accuracy, of acceptable accuracy that you now have to contend with. So if we're going to prepare ourselves for that eventuality at the beginning of that self-defense fight where you're actually shooting, then you may want to prepare for that acceptable area here, and that may be how you want to train.
And with that, we are off to the range where we set up the drill for practice.
Hey guys, we're here at Safefire Range, and the way we're going to set up this drill is using two basically IPSC targets. And the way this is going to work is this is always going to be my first target to hit because it simulates an aggressor kind of standing straight on towards you. But after you get that first shot off, all of your other shots are going to have to be within this acceptable range because it's much like someone turning away and or at least flinching for a moment, and you need to stay within this acceptable area right here. These two parts are now gone from here to here. So we're going to first start out just standing, and then we'll start incorporating some movement. But the other thing that this helps with, and you can switch the target back and forth, move this one over here, but it's also going to help you with eye tracking because typically fights don't stand still. So if someone is facing onto you and then they flinch, they're probably going to try to flank you in some way to get off of where they're being shot at. So these are all considerations that you can actually practice on the range. So this is what it's going to look like.
So the progression of this drill is to start standing still. The start position can vary from hands above the shoulders in surrender to slow discreet hand on gun to rapid first shot. As always, the intent is to push the balance of speed and accuracy to determine what your current limits are.
These are all the first shots. These were the follow-up shots. I generally did a 1 and 2. And so we're going to start adding more complications to this. So I'm going to basically add a box drill where you're going to be moving in all 4 directions and trying to maintain this. I'm going to switch these 2 targets so that I don't become a right to left specialist because I was always using this as my first shot and then these were my follow-ups. So I'm going to switch the targets, get used to doing it the other way, and we're going to add the movement or the box drill to this, and we'll see what happens.
The box drill concept allows you to practice in 4 directions, both clockwise and counter. The distances don't have to be extreme. The closer markers on the ground can be around 3 yards from the target, while the farther markers can be about 7 to 10 yards from the target. Also, you can use the low ready as your first start position. From there, consider moving out as you draw from the holster each time.
So guys, as you can see, these are very doable drills. They're very simple. You don't need a lot of mechanical assistance in your target systems. It just takes a little bit of creativity. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you right back here. Ranges, backstops, and burns.